Hi, it's Paula Canal here from Canal Crafting, and today I'm going to show you how to make a shaker Christmas card. So we're going to start with our cardstock. The dimensions are shown on the screen. I've scored it in the centre and I'm going to fold it in half. Then I'm taking a piece of designer series paper which is just slightly smaller than the card. Again, the dimensions are on your screen now. And I'm just going to stick that to the top there. And I'm going to pop that to one side now. Next I'm going to do the stamping. So I've got a piece of cardstock here. I'm going to start off with the penguin, and I'm using archival ink here. I'm just going to put him where there'll be enough space around him to stamp the circle out that I'm going to cut out for the shaker. Now I'm going to do his hat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour the stamp with my markers. I'm going to use the red first, because if I get a little bit of red on the black it won't have as much of an impact as if I get black ink on my red marker. I'll do that. Put that to one side of him. Now I'm going to do the holly. And I'm going to take these away and cut them out on the Big Shot. So what I've cut out are, I've cut the penguin out with a circle die, and then I've cut a corresponding circle by using a slightly smaller framelit. So this was cut with the large one, and then this was cut by putting two framelits inside one another and then running that through the Big Shot to give me the circle there. I also have a piece that's that shape, which I'm using for the base of the snow globe, and how I've cut that is I've actually taken a piece of cardstock and then put the framelit just on the edge and then run it through the Big Shot so it just cuts off the edge. So you could do it, for example, like so. So let's start putting things together. I'll start off by putting the hat on top of the penguin. So I'm just going to use some Tombow here. So a little bit of Tombow on the back there, and I'm just going to stick that at a jaunty angle on the penguin there. These two pieces can go to one side for the moment. The base here, I'm just going to put on a piece of scrap card, and I'm going to use the corresponding green ink that I used for the holly, and I'm just putting a little bit of a border on there just to give it some detail. So just line that up. Any border stamp will be fine for this. There we go. It's hard to see it on the white, but you'll see when I remove it there. And the first step to putting all this together is I need a piece of acetate to go in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this large die and I'm just going to cut a circle out of acetate the same size as the two larger circles. Here's my piece of acetate. I don't know if you can see that very clearly there. And I am going to stick that onto the back of this ring, and I'm going to use a really thin red tape. I'll take that backing off of the tape. And find my piece of acetate and stick the piece of acetate. In fact, I might stick that onto the acetate rather than the other way around. There we go. Then I'm going to use one of the foam adhesive strips. So now I'm going to run this around the edge of the circle in the same way as I did with the red tape. Before I stick the shaker together, I'm just going to add a little bit of orange to his beak and his feet. Put the sprinkles into here. Now you can use anything, you could use glitter, you can use sequins. I've got these left over from one of my kits, and just put a few in, then remove the adhesive, the backing from the adhesive, then stick your penguin or whatever else you've used. Whatever image you want to use is perfectly fine. So we've stuck that on there. So now we have our shake a bit. I've got a small piece of white card here. Again, the measurements are on your screen. And I'm just going to add a sentiment to that. And stick it to a piece of the coordinating green cardstock. Now we bring back our card, and I'm going to start by sticking down the base, but I need to know exactly where it's got to go. So I'm just going to use that as a guide to get my base in the right place. So if I then point my scissors there, I know that that is where it needs to stick. So just a little adhesive on the back of there. So by the scissors, that's stuck down. Then on the back of the shaker, stick that over the top. I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals on the sentiment. Put that nice and central there. tiny bit of glue just on the edge of the holly. Oh, too much. Pop that on the corner there. Those on there. And there you have your shaker card. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. I'm sorry I've been away so long, and I hope to be back soon with another one. Thanks for watching.